Welcome, everyone, to the room. Hello, fellow strangers. Yes, so we're really happy to see you here. We don't have the safe harbor slide, right? So I'll just say it. This is the first time we do it. The talk. So thank you very much for Deep Waters, Devox UK. This is more learning more the Java the playful way. Marit van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, sorry. I don't speak Dutch.
I don't speak Polish either, so
yes.
that's fine.
This is Devox UK. This is 2025 in Roman numerals, right? And so let's get it started.
Who are we?
It's us.
It's us. So Marit van Dijk, Netherlands, developer advocate at JetBrains, Java champion.
And I work as developer advocate for Elastic, also Java champion. These are our socials if you need to follow us. And now we have a very important question to you. Who are you, lovely people? We see you're hungry, some of you, but who's Java developer? Very nice. Okay. Who has doing something with Java but not as developer? See, I told you we'd have managers.
Okay, Karen.
Yes. By the way, like English is not our mother tongue, right? What's the male version of Karen?
Is there a male version of Karen?
Okay, we won't repeat this. Yes. Okay, now this is the other important question I have to ask. Who's running Java 24 in production? And does not work for Oracle. Java 21? Oh, no, we're talking. 17? Okay. 11? Poor souls below 11?
Aww.
Okay. Okay. We're sorry for you, yes.
Yes, so...
It's that.
Yeah.
So I think I'll show you one thing that maybe if you are running a thing called Elasticsearch, the result might shock you. Let me go and open a terminal. How do I open a terminal here? And so what I have here is I started one thing, and that is I just want to show you what I'll be using, right? Because we have like code and everything for you so we can follow this. So let me go for local start Elastic. And this is like, you can use it if you want to go and, this thing. You just go to GitHub, right? Provided you have Docker on your machine, you run this command, and this will basically make sure that you have Elasticsearch. How do I show the Docker desktop? It doesn't work because it's freaking full screen, right? Or what? Anyway.
Docker PS.
Yes, let's go just Docker PS. Docker PS. So that starts Elasticsearch and Kibana in the latest version, and we should have it somewhere in here. Sorry, my hands are shaking. And this is not my computer. I just wanted to show you that in this Docker container, right, what we're running, and you can move this, I've learned yesterday. What we see here, fellow friends, is Java 24, right? So if you're running the latest Elasticsearch, you're using the latest Java, for example. So this shows you that Java is, like, you know, this release train is both an opportunity and like a challenge for both of our companies, right? Because Elastic has to release Elasticsearch, making sure it's working on the latest version. And
people expect IntelliJ IDEA to obviously support the latest Java versions, but that doesn't happen automatically. That's actually work for us as well.
Yeah.
So if you want to use the latest Java versions, you can actually download...
The fish.
The fish. See, this is how you get the biggest Devox fish. You bring a co-speaker.
The biggest Devox fish ever. Are we done with the fish? Yes, back to Java.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Back to Java. So, as you may or may not know, you can actually download the latest releases from IntelliJ IDEA. I actually did download the latest Java 24 during the Java 1 keynote. So you can select whatever you already have installed, or you can download the latest releases from your IDE. If you want to use early access versions, you can either use SDK-man, like I did to download Graal. Hi, Elena. And point to that. Or if you download them directly from Oracle, you can add JDK from disk, and you can point, for example, to the latest Oracle or Valhalla if you want to play with that. Exactly. Yes, hi, Oracle. Don't forget to set the language level in the modules as well. So you can set it to the regular release version, or if you want to use preview features, you can set it to a preview version. Or if you're using early access and you want to use experimental features, you can set it to experimental features. We won't support preview features indefinitely, so you might see that some are unsupported. And you can actually, where's the browser? Oh, we have to escape this.
Yes.
So if you want more information on how to use the SDKs in IntelliJ, you can look at the documentation, which should also tell you which versions of Java are supported in which.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen. Which versions of Java are supported in which versions of the IDE. Obviously, go to the latest version of the IDE for the latest support.
Yes, and this is all needed when you like to play with Java like we intend to do today, right? But still, when playing, yes, it's this thing, right?
How to get Piotr to rant is you tell him that Java is dead.
Yes. Yes, although I'm not gonna. And we'll try to do it like with a little bit of, playful mindset and a little bit of scientific mindset. So, a little bit of critical thinking, which makes me ask you, where's your lab coat?
You didn't tell me to bring a lab coat.
I thought we were prepared for the talk, like, come on.
I brought my playful shirt. What?
Okay, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So there are more things if you want to stay up to date, right? So obviously the ultimate source of truth is the source code, but if you don't want to grab and read through the source code, then you can read all the JEPs, right? In the JDK releases, there are more blogs, like as you can see, JetBrains has the blog, right? There's like my personal blog if there's something to put in there, and so on and so on.
Let me just say that my colleague Mala writes really, really excellent blog posts on the latest Java versions and how to use them in IntelliJ IDEA. So I highly recommend, if you want to stay up to date, to read those. Also, we have people who come on our live streams, like José, to explain things. So, check out our IntelliJ IDEA YouTube channel for that.
Yes, and I would say even though this is not a long-term support, right, by many vendors or any, in fact, there are still things you might want to consider as a good reason to migrate to the Java version. For example, this synchronized virtual threads without pinning, right? Yes, now the pen. In the pocket, yes. Now you look like a proper scientist, yes. So this is the thing, like stream gatherers, of course, and more. There is also one thing which is permanently disable the security manager, right? And there were two big pieces of technology using security manager, Apache Tomcat and Elasticsearch, right? So see, like upgrading to these versions can be challenging sometimes, but the train, of course, will leave the next 6 months ahead, right? So I would suggest you keep playing with these versions when they're showing up, right? So you're not delayed forever. As you can see, Java 25 is already taking shape. Actually, flexible constructor bodies are targeted right now, and we're pretty sure till September the list will grow.
It's been updated since this screenshot, so go check that out.
Yes,
but now
it's demo time.
Demo time.
Yeah, what can possibly go wrong?
No, that's another slide. That's coming up. Spoilers.
Okay, spoilers ahead. So
what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Let me please go to the math ops. Can you please go to math ops? Yes. So let's say we have a simple, relatively simple class like this, or interface like this. It does like a few, like a mumbo jumbo with math, dot product, add an Euclidean norm with like the arrays consisting of doubles and so on and so on. And this is the sort of like the default implementation, right, that you would do normally. Is this like something that looks familiar, something you would do? Yeah,
we don't all work for Elastic.
Yes. Could you scroll down a little bit, please? Yeah, so this is how you implement dot product. Please move the screen. Yes, thank you. You can add arrays and you can do a Euclidean norm. It's just when you have your CPU, the CPU has registers that allow you, for example, to put multiple doubles at the same time into a single register, right? So this is one of the outcomes of Project Valhalla, which is like, I don't know which incubation form or version it is in right now. It's like the bold and beautiful, right? Never ends, but it will end one day. Sorry, Project Panama. I confused the two. But anyway, as you can see, maybe we can do one thing. Could you run the demo for us, right?
Yes.
So there is the other implementation, which is not implemented right now by MathOps, and the question is, how can you play with it, right? Do you really need to read everything that's there? And we have one code that's sort of, please don't call Alexei Shipilyev, okay? This is not a benchmark, okay? We know it's not a benchmark. It's something we would like to play with. And we'd like to implement this thing, right? And how do you implement this thing? Of course, you can start doing something with the AI. And it works like this.
So I'm using JetBrains Juni, which is our new coding agent that was released just in the middle of April. So I'm asking Juni to implement our vector class according to the Panama vectors. So as you can see, Juni will make a plan of what it's going to do and then show you the actions that Juni is actually doing. And it might update the plan as it's working. You can also see the diff from here. So we see that it's adding the right imports here. It might start running terminal commands. There was a button at the beginning where you can click it to go into Brave mode, giving Juni blanket access to your terminal to run any command, but I'm not Brave, so I don't actually check that button.
We're just insane.
Sorry?
Never mind.
And you can also add commands to the allow list. So in this case, I've already added the command to build the project because I want to make sure that I can build the project. I want Juni to make sure that I can build the project. Normally, Juni will also add tests, run the tests for you, and fix them if they are not all passing, or fix your code if the tests are not all passing. But in this case, we didn't ask Juni to write any tests because we're just going to run this.
YOLO mode.
Yes, YOLO mode. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Yes, and maybe let me quickly explain what happened here, right? So we have this sort of benchmarkish code here, right? So we have these arrays, and we have random numbers, and we have two implementations, which is the Scala with arrays and the vector that was just generated for us by the AI gods, right? And what we do these operations. And why these operations? These are like frequent or important if you do, for example, vector search, right? Shameless pun, vector search, Elasticsearch, and so on, right? So we might want to see if we can do it in a better way than just this naive, arrayish way. And maybe your product, your code is also doing something, like crunching a lot of numbers, right? So then if we run this not benchmark code, I would say benchmarkish code, we just basically do the same operations. We measure the time, right, after like a little warm up for 5 times, jitting and stuff. And these are the results. So as you can see on Marit's computer, and the results will vary because you have different hardware, right?
Depends on the number of cores, right?
Yeah, number of cores.
Yours are faster.
Different, okay. Different CPUs, different size of registers, and so on and so on, like also like different RAM access and such stuff. So as you can see, for dot product and for Euclidean norm, we're almost like, or exactly in this very run, like 2 times faster, but we are slower for Scala addition, right? So it's not always better, but in many cases it's better, and depends on like what case is your case. And as you can see, we Actually, like you don't see it this way, but I mean, I'm using like a AI also from time to time, right? Or a lot, I should say. And this is a kind of prompt, right? We are not just going like YOLO mode. We say, this is the interface. Now, this is the implementation, like the reference one. Try to implement this thing. And this is what it did, right? So you can see it's, to my judgment, right, it does it pretty correctly. So it created these vectors, and then it like handles the remaining elements like the ordinary scalar way and returns the sum. So the then you get like this speed up improvement, maybe not for this addition, but for Euclidean or scalar dot product, right? And this is the way you can start playing. This is actually something I think you can use the AI form, right? Because instead of going like, read the jabs and everything, maybe you can start playing with the code and use the darn AI assistant to, fun fact, assist you, right? And you may say, okay, but why is it important? Why do you even care? So I will show you one other thing, I hope, which should be, like let's go. So I'm going to call the Elasticsearch, like this, a command in this Elasticsearch container again, right? And this is it. And how do I search? Command F?
Yes.
Okay. And let's go vector C. So Elasticsearch is already using this vector API under the hood. All right. So this is one of the reasons you want to stay on the latest versions of anything. And why is it so? Because we use it or implement it in this new thing called ESQL. That's the name. Yeah, let's try. Yeah, okay, very nice. Basically, it's a new language that's already using this feature. Sorry, English not my better tongue. Despite this feature not being GA ready, right? So see, playing with stuff can also like save money and so on. And this is actually like already like a business case or use case, right? So just maybe because people tell like, oh, don't use incubation features, don't use like preview features, just save them until they're like a super GA plus 2 versions. How about not? Right? How about you try to leverage what Java has to offer ASAP? Right? And I had just shown you that this might be the case.
Yeah, and just to show you, if you want to run preview features or incubators from IntelliJ IDEA, you will have to add the VM options, which are a little bit hidden. So you'll have to go here in your run configuration, modify options, add VM options, which will then add this field where you can tell it to add the incubators so that you can run it from IntelliJ IDEA.
Yes. So let's go back to slides, and
yes.
The slide is not accidental. Previous one, please.
Sorry?
The previous one.
Previous.
Yeah, sorry. Yes,
previous.
I need to explain this slide. Do you know what we're seeing here? Or what I tried to express here? The dragon...
I know.
Okay, but don't spoil it. The dragon, lying on a pile of gold, right? And you... just an engineer trying to give this new sophisticated machinery to convince the dragon, give me some gold so I can upgrade. Okay, so this is one of the improvements. It's performance improvement, right?
Yes.
That you can use the managers, the accountants or CFOs to show them like this is actually a value, because thanks to this, right, without much hassle, we can get like a better garbage collectors in Java 25, even faster strings, and so on, right? So that's the reason. But this is one angle when you see it, right? You are like sophisticated developer, right? You've been using it for years and so on. You really care about how much it costs and so on. How about when you want to teach someone how to program? You want to get them into computer science and so on. And do you recognize the language? What language is this? Yes, it's Java, exactly. It's Java 24 with preview features, right? Just checking. This is Java, right? So as you can see, you don't need this like anymore, these classes. Sorry, you can't anymore see like public static void main.
Public static void main.
Yeah.
Someone tweeted once that you can sing public static void main to Everybody Dance Now, and I've been doing that ever since, which is why my kids know that it's public static void main. But now, this will be easier to teach them anyway.
Yeah, let's blame Oracle for that. Yes, so that's that. And there's this other language, right, also known as the most popular DSL for C. Do you recognize this language? Yes, it's Python, right? And I have nothing against Python. It's just I'm tired by hearing again and again, oh, we should start in Python because Python is actually like shorter and more concise. Well, is it? Is it still shorter and more concise? Especially that you actually have to add this. Now you see Java is shorter, right, if you want to run the simple program than actually Python. How come? Okay, so see, this is what I love about the evolution of this language and ecosystem. It's targeting the professionals, right, who care about stuff and money and everything, but it's also taking care of the youngsters. Sorry, I'm doing Sharet's job, I guess, right? But the language is 30 years old, right? The ecosystem is 30 years old, and it's still like evolving, as you can see, to hug everyone. Okay, enough of the rant.
More demo time?
Yeah, more
Do you want to tell them more about how Java is not dead? I mean, you can.
I think the message has been sent. I hope it will be received as well. Yes, so we have another demo for you, which is called, let me put it this way, Enterprise Searcher.
It's funny how that also has the same letters as Elasticsearch.
Yes,
I'm sure that was an accident.
It's accident or quite not. You know, NDA and stuff. Of course, I cannot show you like an actual production code of the customers and so on. So we tried to scramble a piece of code, and I walk you through this code instantly. So what it does is basically this. It's more or less Java 11-ish. /Java 8-ish code, right? So what we're doing here is basically, it's called Enterprise Searcher, right? So what we have is we have a bunch of images, right? We have like apples, we have like a sprinkler and stuff like this. This is what we have. And what we need is to basically, let's say we run a shop or something like this when we sell like the license so we can use this image, right? Or anything like.
Or maybe an e-commerce store and you need images of the products in your store.
Yeah, who has ever worked with e-commerce? Okay, let me reverse the question.
Who has worked with e-commerce?
Or who hasn't?
Who hasn't? There was not a lot of people who work in e-commerce. We would expect that everybody had worked in e-commerce at some point.
Apparently not. So the whole purpose of this demo is this. Someone wants to buy an image, right? And they have like roughly an idea what they want. It's just they don't want exactly. So what I'll be doing here is this. I'm going to show you the hybrid search, right? So people like send the queries. You can see orange, Apple, Heckscheibenwaschanlage.
Bless you.
Thank you. Computer, basket, and so on, right? So we are searching and trying to find images, right, that fit the best what people actually need, all right? And to do this, of course, like Marit spoiled, I'm going to use Elasticsearch, right? So we get the queries, we have Elasticsearch client, and the index name, right? And we run the search through what we have in Elasticsearch, right? So do you know what this code is doing? Yeah, it might be difficult to understand. That's why let me go actually and do something like this. One of the features that is like less known, I would say, show history for selection, and this is it. Right, so it's doing actually this. I have a stream of queries and I want to do them like at the same time basically, and I convert. First I need to, if you don't go for like paid license of Elasticsearch, what you need to do is like you have to call like a third-party service, and I happen to have one written here in Python, right? It's running in Docker here, and it can understand both text and image, right? Create vector representation for this. So basically I make like a network calls, like HTTP calls, that's it. Yes, so it's this. And why am I not using parallel streams? But these futures. Sorry, you have to speak louder. The issue is if you have a noisy neighbor, right? If you have time, I'll show you that. If you have a noisy neighbor, it will consume everything or block everything from the fork join point. That's why you usually prefer like going for completable future, sacrifice the readability, right, for reliability. Okay, yes. Then we actually execute the search, right? And by the way, you should be maybe using toList since Java 16. And then we do another thing.
Only there was an inspection for that anyway.
Yes, there is one apparently. Then we execute the search, right? So we have now the query and the vector, right? The vector representation of this query. And what we do here is we perform the canon search, which is like a vector search. We perform classic search. And then we have to remember that if one of them fails, we tell the other one, don't bother, right? And then we combine the results, as you can see, many lines of code. And this is how we can obtain the embedding of the, so we send basically a text and we get, if I'm not mistaken, a list of floats, right? Floating numbers. This is what we do. And here is how we perform classic search, right? So we're just doing like wildcard. We could also go for regex, but maybe wildcard is better because I was told about the plural, right? Of the do you know the plural of regex?
The plural of regex is regrets.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, so here is how we do the vector search, right? And we of course can check if the thing exists. And here what we do is this hybrid search, right? So we perform RRF. You can Google like RRF, what it means. Basically, it's like in racing. So we have like search results from one technique, search results from another technique, and then we merge and combine the results. Just you combine the results from individual like Formula One races, right? There's like a parameters for these, the ranking window, and so on. Basically, it's just who won this thing, who won that thing, and of course, like this is how you can do that if you don't have any commercial license. You can do it here, right? What?
The year is 2025. I think 2000 called and wants their code back.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, okay, yes, please find.
Should we improve this and make it more Java 24?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so. For one, we can convert a class to a record.
Who's not using records, Java 17 and above?
I think Johan did a talk on records. Anyway, go check out that recording.
Please start using them.
So, you know, it's really easy to go from a class to a record. This is much faster and easy to read. So that's already a simple improvement. Obviously, we have all of these imports, so we can now do the import module Java base. And if you want to see what's in that, you can see the entire list. So that's a bunch of imports that you get with import module Java base. So we can probably delete some of these imports. But we can also use optimize imports to have IntelliJ do that for us. If you do prefer individual imports, you can also go back from module imports to single class imports. But you can have IntelliJ help you migrate to newer Java versions because there will be these inspections that you can use to...
So what this thing is actually doing when you import a module in modern Java is you import the whole public API from every package inside this module, right? So instead of going individual like stuff, right, you can go like this with a single line. And if we create like a simple program with the, as I have shown you, comparing to this, Python, it's automatically there, right? So everything that's in base module is already imported, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yes.
So also we have some, sorry? What will the compiler do behind the scenes with the import module Java base?
Well, I just think it will, like a naive answer, it will basically import all the classes that are used there, right? So in this piece of code, in this file that ends with .java, right? This is what it's that. It's basically like a shortcut, so we don't have to go for individual classes or packages, right? We can just go for module, and everything that's public, it's accessible in this file.
So also there are some convenience methods that we can use. Let me quickly copy this.
So what does it do now? Do you know what does it do? Could you please swap the lines here?
Let's run it. And so we can actually get queries from from the command line.
And can you run it, please? Can I run it?
Do you want to run?
Yeah, I'll run it. I need to like show you that the code actually works, right? So let's run it, and let's do the first thing. Let's just look for an orange, right? And see, here. So this is how we end up. Oops, it doesn't work. Oh, you didn't. We don't have the. We don't have this thing set here, like this edit configuration. We don't have the environment variables.
Oh.
Yes. That's actually like that's actually fortunate.
Demo problem for us.
Yeah, there has to be a problem. Yes.
You had to put that slide to tempt the demo gods, didn't you?
Yes. So now tell me, where do you have this project with start local? It's here, like new window. Sorry, it's not my computer, but yes. So this is.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Grab my passwords, whatever.
Yeah, but these
Very secure.
These are.
Don't tell Brian. Anyway.
These are local ones. Okay, these are local ones. So don't worry. And now it's like, sorry, I'm not using this keyboard. How do I switch to the other window? It's
control arrow.
Arrow? I need to go back to this other.
The other project?
Yeah, the other project. Oh, you just click here. Okay, like a savage. Okay, I get it.
What? Look, you're the one who brought the mouse.
Okay.
I don't even use a mouse.
I'm over 40s, okay? I have my pains. Come on.
I'm also slightly over 40. I don't use a mouse.
Okay, it's called.
But yes, we do bond over back problems. Anyone else?
Who's over 40? Like, have you remembered to have you like a med kit?
Yeah. Don't forget to take your medication for your back pain. Yeah.
Let's. But this is actually quite fortunate, right? Let's go and here put it. What's the name? This is the name, and let's the API key. It's not password, right? So it should be. Now, see, I can't. Okay, I can't switch. But I copied the password. I should have copied the key. Okay, we don't have the key. Anyways, or do we have? Sorry, do we have
them? I have them in another demo project.
Yeah,
sure.
just we have more demo projects. Sorry, yeah. So please
which
bring
one?
The ugly one. The ugly one.
Was it in the ugly one? Yes.
Yeah, it was the ugly one.
Okay. You got to start with the ugly demo.
We have shiny one and we have the ugly one. Sorry, and we didn't want you to see the ugly one, but it is what it is. So. Yes, and now let's see if this other bug was fixed. The one I reported. Okay, let's see. They also have issue tracker, like, so we have issue tracker.
Yeah, if you are playing with new Java and you are...
Okay, it worked. Okay, copy, and now let's try to run it actually again.
If you do find problems using newer Java versions, we do have an issue tracker, so please file any bugs that you find in IntelliJ IDEA.
Yes.
U-track. Is it running?
Let's see. Orange. Oh, it still doesn't.
Look, it's because you put that slide.
No, it's because it's like, okay, maybe, but we are calling like wrong Elasticsearch. Anyway, I guess it's just blown because I'm trying to search for orange, and when things get orange, you never know what will happen. Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's just...
Maybe we should tap the no geopolitics sign, though.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Yes. Yeah, so basically, as you can see, we failed with the demo because it's like, but we have a test running, so then maybe we can run the test. Anyway.
The one that takes minutes for...
We are on good Wi-Fi. Anyway, see, and this is the issue with playing. Things don't work sometimes. Anyway, so you were saying that you can do something about this scanner.
Yes.
Please do something.
Let's get rid of the scanner. So there are some convenience methods that were introduced, like print line and read line. No,
not this.
Not this. That is the thing that I just copied. Imports Java.
Command-Shift-V.
Yes.
Yeah, the multi.
Copy from clipboard.
Yeah.
Which one, though?
Four. Yes.
Okay, good. It's so good to have a partner up here. Anyway, yelling in my ear what to do. Like I don't know how to operate the IDE.
Gerne.
Anyway. So now that we have the read line, we can actually get rid of the scanner. So this is shorter and easier to read. So readline is part of the currently Java IO, which is going to be moved to Java Lang IO in Java 25.
How convenient.
And it introduces some convenience methods, like also the print line in the new Hello World void main print line. You don't have to do system out print line anymore.
Yeah.
Even though there's a perfectly good live template, so you never have to write all of that anyway. So this is slightly shorter and more convenient. And then for the run search, I think I saw a guy in a lab coat do a talk about gatherers at some point.
Yeah. So
he looked a lot like you. So do you want to fix that?
Well, I'm not the only one like wearing lab coat. Yes. Let's improve this code. Okay. Let me go and find this other version. What was that? That was git show history for selection. Let's go back to this original version of this method. Okay, like this thing.
So even though there are problems with the parallel mode, it is easier to read. So it's a good start.
Yes. Yeah. I would say that's the. I would say it's this thing, right? So what we can do here is like instead of going for map, what I can do is go for this new method called gather, right? And then gatherers dot map concurrent, okay, too much and too much. Let's say up to 5 workers per each, right? And now let's just finish it here, and that's the whole refactoring. So now what the code is doing, or would be doing, should it be working, right? Because, oh, sorry, the code is working, it's just we don't have the backend prepared. Yes, now you can see instead of like mapping, we're calling this gatherer, and this gatherer, in my opinion, is like a hidden gem of Java 24, right? Because it will do this concurrently using virtual threads, right? So you won't exhaust this other pool, this fork join pool that's, it's used for parallel streams. And I have a question. Do you think, is this more readable than the completable futures? A bit, yes.
A little.
A bit.
I think.
Yeah.
You know, if you care about readable code, that is.
Yes, if you care about readability. But this, I see more futures, which is like no future here. So
yeah, that is quite fugly. So let's see if we can fix this as well. So obviously we can use structured concurrency. So who's familiar with IntelliJ IDEA live templates? I get to teach you.
You can create your own, by the way.
You can create your own, but that's a different talk.
Okay.
I'll show you in a different talk. So anyway, you can pull up a list of available live templates using the shortcut Command-J on macOS. These are the standard key maps that I'm showing you. So if you're using a different key map, sorry. But if not, at least I'm showing you what features I'm using if you want to try them out yourself. So you can actually search this list for live templates that you might need. So we can use this one for structured concurrency. And we want to actually do the same things that we're doing here. So we want to perform this search and the classic search.
You're becoming a search expert.
I don't know. You must be rubbing off on me. So anyway, let me also widen this so to remove those squigglies and actually do something instead of just, catch to do. Who has catch to do in their code? Anyway, please don't. So let's actually throw something here. Obviously, we want to run these in parallel. So
using the scope, right? That's the whole point. So we have 2 subtasks, right? The whole task is to perform search, but we have actually 2 subtasks, and we want to do them like concurrently, hence the name, structured concurrency. And what Marit is doing, she's just now starting to forks, 2 subtasks, right?
Yep.
If you like capture the value of them, it would show them nicely.
So we can extract the variables.
Yeah, and now it's beautifully showing you it's a subtask, right? It's a subtask. Yes.
Okay, let's extract this one as well. So this is the classic search. Mm-hmm. We want to throw an exception if anything fails.
Don't worry about join. If you forget about join, the compiler will yell at you anyway. So you will.
And also, it's part of the live template, so you don't even need to remember.
Cool.
And then we'll want to
combine the results.
Combine the results, which we are doing right here.
Yes.
So we can copy that. And then instead of arrays as list, we can use list of the results. Classic search.
Oh.
And that should return the new result. So
yes, just please make sure that we get rid of this other code.
Yes, let's definitely get rid of this. But you worked so hard to make it so ugly.
No, just, yeah.
Start
here, and it will take time. Like removing, it may be a painful process to remove the code that you crafted over the years, but...
I love deleting code, so let me.
Yeah, can we just now show it? Like, question now is to you, ladies and gentlemen, friends. Do you miss all the other lines Marit just deleted?
Or is this maybe more clear and easy to read?
Yeah, it's functionally, it's the equivalent of this, right? And the important part, I mean, maybe I skip this, is like you see when you have this join and when it's the scope that's shut down on failure, when one of them fails, it automatically cancels the other one, right? So when doing this with just two futures like we did before, it's relatively simple, just cancel one and another, right? When you have three of them, then you have like what, 6, right? 6 operations to perform or take care of, and so on and so on. So that's why I would dare to say that for such things, and it also like shows you beautifully like what actually hybrid search is all about, right? Thank you.
Okay. And if we can just quickly show some more IntelliJ features. I know you like to talk about search, but you can see that all of this stuff is highlighted because these are all preview features. So IntelliJ will warn you if you're using preview features because you might not want to use them in production, although for reasons explained earlier, you might want to do that.
Already.
Just saying that you can, if you want to, you know, if the squigglies make you nervous, you can also suppress these warnings because I know that they distract you.
Yes, it's like
working with the code.
Yeah.
So, you know, we know that we're working with preview features. We're doing that on purpose so we can suppress this warning.
Yes.
Okay. Then let's see. This Elasticsearch client looks overly complicated, and I'm pretty sure I saw a social media post that there might be a better way to do that these days.
Maybe. So
Do you wanna?
I think I have to.
Yes.
Over the years, I was trying to advocate for this, well, two things, basically. First, RTFM, right? Because manual is your friend, so make sure you call your manual friend. And the other thing is, like, upgrade your stuff, right? It should be your IDE, it should be your JDK, it should be your dependencies, because they allow you, like, better stuff, right? Run faster and so on. So one of the things, let's go and upgrade the Elasticsearch client first, the dependency that should be in POM. Sorry. The British keyboard is really like giving me a hard time.
Sorry. And you brought your mouse as well.
Yes. It should be 900, right? Let's just refresh it. And while it does the indexing, hopefully in time. Let me do it this way. So all this thing is needed if you use Elasticsearch like 8 something to create, you know, the transport REST client to just get the client. How about we do something different now? So we go for Elasticsearch client.auth, and then we run this builder, and we say build. We need what? We need host, right? To call. Host, and we also need the API key, which should be this thing. So they should be copied from here. This is the host, right? And the API key should come here. By the way, I don't know if Brian is here, but like, please don't hard code your passwords, right? It's a bad idea in general, TM. Yes, so we get rid of all these lines, right? Sorry, my pet peeve. And then we close it here and here. Sorry, wrong key again. And of course, yes, I can format it a little bit so it looks nicer. Yes, something like this. Can I even reformat the code? Yes. And this is how it looks when you want to.
You don't have to do that manually.
Yeah. Okay. I brought the mouse. Okay. So this is how you can now create a new Elasticsearch client, and I assure you this works. This is the approach not just with Elasticsearch, but pretty much with every other technology that exists. Right? Update your dependencies because the developers, the maintainers, really care about the developer experience. Right? So keep that in mind. Yes, we have
5 minutes-ish?
5-ish, yes.
So, like we said, imagine that this image search is part of, for example, a web shop, and you might want to give your customers discount depending on whether they are members or the amount of items that they are buying. So with all of the improvements to pattern matching, we can now also switch on a Boolean. So we can change this ternary to a switch. I don't know if you want to have a switch with 2 branches, but let's see how that will turn out. There is no inspection to go from an if to a switch on a Boolean, so we'll do that some other way. We will need to add a case statement here, and add a block. And now we can see that because it's a Boolean, it needs 2 branches, and the false branch is missing. So we can have IntelliJ create that for us and move this statement into that branch. But now we have 2 return statements, so we can actually...
That's fugly.
Yeah, that's ugly. So we can actually move them out. For some reason, we need to replace that with yield first. I don't know. But I actually kind of like playing with these inspections to kind of reshape the code. It's like my fidget toy, really. I was getting there.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay.
Anyway.
Pair programming, remember.
Yes. What would I do without you adding the semicolons?
I don't know.
Anyway, so, you can use a switch with a Boolean. You might find this easier to read than ternary operators, but if you like ternary operators, you can do that too. It's fine. So also we can now use all of the primitives in switch statements. So
Sorry. Do you recognize this code? Do you have it in your project?
These kinds of if else, if else, if else, if else, if else. Please tell me you have long since all changed them to switches, right? You have them? I am so sad.
Yeah.
So look, there's literally,
it looks so Java 2040-ish. Yes.
And also, so you see that we can have multiple cases on one line. We can have guard statements, a default statement. By the way, if you don't have it, IntelliJ will tell you, and you can create the default branch, which for some reason gives you the exception instead of a value. But in this case, we already have the...
the reason is called specification.
Oh, okay. So we already have the default statement. And also, since we can do switches on integers, we can also use a live template. So if you have an integer, you can use a live template .switch to create a switch statement on that integer. Everybody familiar with postfix completion? Johan is on the front row. Anybody else? So if you have, like I just did, a variable, these are all kinds of live templates, but live templates that you can apply to that variable, like switch.
Yeah.
So, play with that as well. See if you can improve your code, make it easier to read. I find this way easier to read than the if statements that were there earlier.
I'm missing documentation.
This is true. Let's add.
Who loves writing documentation?
Well, me, but I'm weird. So I did actually write open source documentation for fun. Anyway, but if you don't like writing documentation, you don't have to. You can ask AI Assistant. I'm using, obviously, JetBrains AI Assistant. They do pay me, so it can generate Java doc for you. But since Java 23, we can use Markdown. So there's an inspection to upgrade to Markdown as well. Actually,
it works with links and everything, yes.
There are lots of inspections that will help you if you can actually type the word language. There are language level migration aids. Those are all inspections that will help you to upgrade to newer Java versions. So have a look at those and see if you can apply them to your code.
Yes, I guess it's time to conclude because this red timer is...
red timer, so I guess that's all.
Yeah, that would be all. So as you could see, we summoned the demo goats and they weren't friendly. Yes, I hope you know the difference between the if statement and the switch case, right? Sadly, we don't have raffle. If you still need any swag, I'd like to invite you to our booth. Like Elastic is, we're running a booth here, so we still should have like socks and whatnot.
Or I have some stickers if you want.
Yeah. So this is some stuff we've covered, right? Of course, we can't cover everything. You should just have time to play with stuff and so on your own. In my opinion, each new Java version is easier, faster, better, scooter, right? Not scooter. So why the question has to be asked, why not simply use it? Why not play with it, right? What prevents you from doing this? Yes, we'd love your feedback. Feedback on the badges.
What went wrong with the...
On the badges you have feedback, right? So share feedback. If you if you want to tell us more than predefined statements, or if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and the bell button, right? Follow us, we're delicious, and also like this. I don't know where we end up. Like, fill this form for us on YouTube as well, right?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And if you want to get the code and relevant links, so if the recording is out, we'll post it on this page as well. You can get that here. And thank you. We were Marit van Dijk and
Piotr Przybył. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.